From the first part of the video on the topic of card games, I realized that most of the desired projects were not included in the video, so I hastened to select the next topic for you. I will tell you how much the best games in the card games genre earned. If the game you were waiting for did not make it to the topic, write about it in the comments. Knock on the Coffin Lid is a role-playing game with strategy elements where you need to help the main character fulfill his destiny. However, there is one caveat: the protagonist is already dead. In order to complete the journey, he had to rise from the dead. The game's plot is confusing and offers two different paths: blindly follow your destiny or try to understand the intricacies of history. The game offers you to choose the side you want to help. For example, on the one hand, there are gnomes who are eager to destroy everything connected with elven history, or make a deal with the ogre, who offers a generous reward. Future events that will not go unnoticed depend on the player's choice. There are about 50 such forks in the game. One path can make further adventures much easier, while the other can make it more difficult. Equipment includes about 150 units of ammunition and various equipment. Weapons and armor affect the gameplay and characteristics of the hero. Available for collecting 6 sets of armor. As you progress, the protagonist will encounter 50 types of enemies and 20 enhanced monsters, requiring an individual approach and tactics. In 4 unique biomes, you must fight 12 challenging bosses and 2 special leaders, ready to challenge only the most daring players. The gameplay contains elements of a card game, offering to build a deck of 150 cards, allowing you to create unique battle tactics. The game costs $24.99. Fate Hunters is a computer card collectible game with 5 main characters, which will determine the gameplay style of a particular deck: Arcanist, Inquisitor, Robber, Berserker, and Spy. This project uses roguelike mechanics. This is necessary to ensure replayability and create the most unusual gaming experience. The main goal of creating your own decks is to improve and find new strong combinations that allow you to complete levels in a beautiful style with a minimum of effort. In the single-player campaign, the gamer will have access to a huge tower, which must be cleared to the very top. On the way, you will meet opponents. Their decks will contain more than 30 different monsters with different effects and bonuses. For each victory in a clash, the reward is random cards. This may be both a unit and buffing skills, or a weapon that allows the hero to attack. There are about 150 available cards in total, and with each new start of the campaign, they will randomly change their properties. After completing a certain number of stages with quite difficult enemies, the gamer will face one of 10+ bosses. They have unique abilities not found in other characters. For overcoming them, the player will receive a worthy reward and the opportunity to continue the path to the end of the tower to complete the search for the mysterious master. The game costs $14.99. Faeria is a strategy game with MMO and CCG elements. Fight in bright locations using a deck of cards. The choice of cards affects your strategy and tactics. A special feature of the gameplay is the ability to change the battlefield during the battle. Campaign mode, co-op, and multiplayer available. Playing the single-player game offers tons of quests, puzzles, and 100 hours of content. Pandora Tournament mode available. Test your strength and skills by playing with your existing deck. The tactical component of the game is built on the principle of chess, where each of your actions must be thought out as much as possible several steps ahead. Collect unique characters to create your own individual strategy and take your opponent by surprise. As in chess, the rules of the game can be learned in 1 or 2 games, but mastering the mechanics is not so easy. Collect various resources, upgrade your skills, and train your units. With each fight, you become stronger and more experienced, which will allow you to fight with a stronger opponent. You play as God, who leads brave warriors and helps them win a centuries-old war. An unusual fantasy world is presented, which is inhabited by various phantasmagoric creatures. Almost everyone can be recruited into your party. Each hero has his own abilities and tactics. Pump up your abilities and increase their level to resist your enemies even more effectively. The game costs $19.99. SteamWorld Quest: Hand of Gilgamesh is a role-playing card game created in the steampunk style. The plot tells the story of 2 heroines, Armilia and Copernicus. They go on a dangerous adventure in search of the mint mushroom. At this moment, their guild is attacked by members of the Abyss Army, but victory is won. To prevent more raids, they will have to find the Hexnomicon artifact. He can bring all inanimate objects to life. During their travels, the heroes learn about the approaching evil that has begun to consume the world. It is necessary to arm yourself and go to destroy the supporters of the forces of darkness. All events in the game take place thanks to card battles. They are based on turn-based combat. Every attack and action has its consequences. The gamer will travel to various locations, collecting items. Many of them can be traded for new spells to complement your deck. Missions are based on a detailed study of the surrounding world. The enemies have a variety of appearances: robots controlled by intelligent animals, people in magical armor, and humanoid creatures with multicolored skin. All territories are filled with objects. You can interact with them. The rarest cards may be hidden nearby. During numerous battles, you need to use your entire deck. Each hero has it unique. With their help, all characters cast spells, conduct magical attacks, create auras, and use potions to restore health. After each successful battle, the heroes receive a reward: chests with new cards. Thanks to them, you can increase your health. It is possible to upgrade an existing deck. They can all be improved. You can merge to create a stronger spell. The game costs $24.99. Banners of Ruin is a turn-based card game where you need to assemble an invincible squad and win the war. You defend a city called Zari. Your army can have up to 6 fighters with a variety of skills. By collecting cards, your deck is replenished with unique heroes who can easily change the outcome of the fight. The evil Ender Dynasty dealt a crushing blow to the Kingdom of the Black Paws. Leading a sabotage army, your task is to penetrate behind enemy lines and take revenge on the invaders. By combining cards, you create an invincible chain of fighters capable of destroying any enemy squad. To get to the Captain of the Enders, you need to defeat both ordinary soldiers and elite fighters. Many heroes of your army may fall on the way to their goal. They will never be forgotten and given all due honor. Just as the people of the Black Paws will never forget the humiliation of the antagonist who dared to attack a peaceful city. The game costs $19.99. Roguebook is a bright and dynamic roguelike with CTG elements. The creator of the famous card game Magic: The Gathering worked on the game. Create your invincible team of 2 brave heroes. Embark on an action-packed adventure, fighting a huge number of enemies and trying to defeat all the legendary creatures of the world of Roguebook. The story revolves around an ancient book that was written back at the beginning of time. However, it was lost in the Faeria dungeons. Under the influence of dark magic, she gained new power and turned into a dangerous artifact that must be destroyed. You travel through the pages of the Chronicle, where every page is a new and severe test even for the most experienced warriors. There are a total of 6 pairs of heroes available. By choosing 2 characters, travel through the colorful world of the game. Create any combination of heroes while developing your strategy. Each hero has individual abilities and skills. Also, each protagonist uses his own personal cards. Each deck consists of 50 unique cards. One hero defends, the second attacks. Combine skills and develop unique tactics. Defeat various opponents and bosses. There are 40 types of enemies in total. While traveling around the world, collect a deck, the number of cards of which can reach 200 pieces. The world is generated randomly. By collecting 30 different gems, you can upgrade your cards. Try to find 80 relics with powerful properties. The playing areas are divided into hexagons. Move across hexes, developing your own personal tactics. As you progress, meet merchants and other travelers. Visit magical locations including cities, ruins, forests, dungeons, etc. The campaign consists of 20 levels. It will take more than 20 hours of real time to complete. The game costs $24.99. Hand of Fate. You use an ever-growing deck of cards to choose which dungeon to traverse. Your task is to deal with bosses. Although the game is card-based, it is not a turn-based RPG. It is a full-fledged action/RPG and can be surprisingly enjoyable. The dungeons are randomly selected, so you never know what to expect. But before distribution, you are given the opportunity to add certain cards to the deck if you wish. The rest are chosen by the person giving them, and you will have to change your playing style if something unexpected happens. In the store, you can be well prepared for completing any dungeon. Collection of weapons and armor is available from those things that were found during the passage of levels. The combat is fun, and there are a lot of attack combinations to choose from, but if you don't use them, you'll quickly lose from the wounds you receive. Cards that fall from the deck do not always lead to battle. There are other tasks in the game that must be completed. For example, a map can be used to set a task, to find a secret portal, or to enter into an agreement with a character. Completion of the task gives access to new maps. The lion's share of the game is occupied by all kinds of quests, the solution of which greatly influences what rewards you can receive when completing the dungeon. The game costs $19.99. Tainted Grail Conquest is based on the polished board game of the same name. The setting here is fantasy medieval. The gloomy world is inspired by the myths of King Arthur. An ominous corruption spreads through it, turning animals into large and aggressive creatures. The ruler himself suddenly disappeared, and the Knights of the Round Table either also disappeared somewhere or became lepers. The heroes first have to save the village. More epic events will appear later in the story. You can play as a female herbalist and a male blacksmith. The choice of character will affect the beginning of the story. In the future, they will meet and join forces. You are allowed to switch between them at a certain point. The plot develops non-linearly. Quests are completed in different ways. The tasks are varied, as are the lines in the dialogues. Here they offer to choose which of the creatures to sacrifice, cut off tongues from the corpses of bandits for the witch, etc. With some obstacles in the form of opponents, you can try to come to an agreement instead of fighting. Moving around the global map occurs step by step. On it, you can open points of interest, collect resources, find loot, communicate with NPCs, stumble upon enemies, visit taverns, hunter camps, obelisks, and other useful buildings. Some of them will first have to be freed from the control of enemies or repaired. In the combat phase, the combatants take turns exchanging blows using cards. They allow you to apply buffs and debuffs, deal damage, increase defense, etc. Heroes earn experience for winning. Gradually, they increase levels, learn new skills, and improve class specializations. Talisman Digital Edition is the story of a daredevil's journey in search of a special artifact, the Crown of Power. Its owner is capable of destroying any enemy and becoming the ruler of the whole world. However, getting a powerful item is extremely difficult. It requires courage, strength, and luck because there will be many dangers along the way. The player takes on the role of one of 14 available heroes, divided into the following classes: magicians, knights, druids, and thieves. Each character has personal skills, weapons, and parameters. Over time and progress in the game, you will be able to develop and improve it using better weapons, spells, and powers. Actions in the game are performed one by one, with players independently performing subsequent moves. Events that result from drawing cards from the deck also affect the game. The gamer is able to use an auxiliary item or summon a group of monsters that deplete the enemy's health. The gameplay takes place mainly in multiplayer mode for up to 4 people, but the developers also provided the opportunity to battle with artificial intelligence. A digital version of the manual is available in the game. It explains all the intricacies of the system and gives advice to both beginners and experienced players. It is important to note the fun atmosphere in the game. The physics engine allows you to interact with surrounding objects. The graphic component displays what is happening on the screen as comfortably as possible, and colorful musical motifs in the background do not distract from the gameplay at all. The game costs $6.99. Griftlands is a roguelike with RPG and collectible card game elements in the style of science fiction. For the gamer, it all starts with choosing the main character from the presented mercenaries, who are looking for fame and fortune in the world of pirates, dangerous creatures, and ordinary people, hiding behind peacekeeping motives, but in fact, they are evil and vengeful. The locations in the game are the same, but all quests, random events, etc. are generated anew every time you start a new playthrough. In the game, you need to constantly move around the world and participate in dialogues by choosing replicas for trade, receiving tasks, or information. The communication and combat system is designed in the form of card battles. At the beginning of the playthrough, you get 2 standard decks for these mechanics. As you complete more and more assignments, you can receive new cards for these decks, and they can also be purchased in stores or improved by leveling up. You decide for yourself which cards to keep and which to destroy. Battles are turn-based. Each turn you and your opponent draw cards into your hand, and, depending on the available number of actions, play them, they have different costs. They can deal damage or block damage to you. You will be warned about the enemy's move, and you have time to prepare for his attacks. You are given a choice: kill your opponent or let him escape. This affects further events. Negotiation cards are divided into friendly, hostile, and composure effects. You need to bring the enemy's patience scale to 0 to successfully push through your interests. If the protagonist dies, you will be offered to transfer one positive result of your adventures to a new journey, for example, friendly relations with a character or an improvement. The game costs $19.99. Monster Train is an adventure card roguelike in which you, as the guardian of the underworld, must cross the 7 circles of hell in order to overthrow the messengers of heaven. More than 200 different cards are available to you, which can be combined in every possible way and improve their abilities. This will make each batch unique and inimitable in its own way. The playing fields represent a train plowing through 7 unique biomes. The peculiarity of this solution is the enclosed space of a 3-story carriage in which a mix-up between opponents will take place, occurring through the placement of cards. During your adventure, you will be given a choice of where to go next, and the reward will depend on this. For variety, about 80 artifacts have been added to Monster Locomotive. You will find them in chests, random events, or by purchasing them in the in-game store. Each discovery will add more power to your deck and help you on your journey. After all, from time to time, there will be strong bosses that require the gamer to have proper preparation and leveling up. And for a greater challenge, the developers introduced multiplayer into the game. 8 people will compete for victory in real time. Everyone is initially given the same conditions and resources, and the winner is the one who plays the game tactically correctly. The game costs $24.99. Gwent the Witcher card game is a multiplayer and colorful game that is a collectible card arcade game. It recreates the world of medieval fantasy Poland. This game does not have a specific plot line or linear development of the story. It has in its arsenal a huge number of all kinds of cards that can be purchased and won throughout the entire gaming session. Each card represents a unique character who has his own individual characteristics and skills. The game has 4 factions that you can join and choose your specific path as a champion. The game has its own esports discipline and a system for collecting points and improving character characteristics. In this game, you can pump up and improve your characters by buying various skills for them. The game has a system for collecting ores, a unique currency that you can use to purchase special boxes containing various cards. You will be able to create your own and unique card deck, thanks to which you will develop your own strategy and battle tactics. The game will not leave indifferent those people who love collecting. Create your own custom deck of cards and crush all your opponents. In 2023, CD Projekt Red will release 3 card sets that will add 70 new cards to the game. There are already more than 800 in total. Also this year will be the last esports tournament, which will last until December. From 2024, developers will not release updates, and players themselves will be responsible for the balance. To do this, a special tool called Gwentfinity will be added to Gwent, with which fans will be able to adjust the balance themselves. The game is free. Marvel Snap is a collectible card game developed by Second Dinner. Each player has a deck of 12 cards. Each card features a Marvel character with a cost, power level, and special ability. At the beginning of each round, players simultaneously place a card face down on one of 3 spaces. Locations are assigned randomly for each match. Each of them has a unique effect. At the end of the round, cards are revealed and special abilities are triggered. Whoever has the strongest deck wins. The goal of the game is to win at 2 of the 3 locations. The game usually lasts 6 rounds. Players climb the game's ranking ladder by earning cubes. The game starts with 1 die as a bet. The player can double them by clicking at any time, at which point the opponent has the opportunity to join in the click. designer Kent Eric Hagman compared the doubling cube mechanics to the traditional board game backgammon. The game is based on a free-to-play model, including microtransactions to purchase skins and a battle pass. The beta included loot boxes that could be purchased with in-game currency or real money, which caused controversy among players. Pay boxes are not present in the final version of the game. The game is free. Magic: The Gathering Arena is a collectible card game released in 2019 that follows the mechanics of the MTG tabletop version. The gameplay boils down to a confrontation between two players with decks of cards with different characteristics and features. Land cards generate 5 types of mana, others summon special creatures, and still others cast defensive or offensive spells. In addition to these, there are other cards with their own effects. Sets in the digital version of the game, unlike the tabletop version, contain only 8 cards instead of 15 to 16. MTG Arena has 2 battle modes, Constructed Deck and Draft. In the first mode, players fight with a deck of cards they have collected. At the beginning, gamers have access to basic cards and already assembled decks, but as they progress, boosters become available, which contain new, more powerful cards. In the draft mode, the gamer receives boosters, from which random cards drop out. The player's goal is to win as many victories as possible with this set. After 7 wins or 3 losses in a row, the deck disappears and the game starts again. The graphics in Magic: The Gathering Arena are pleasant and free of distracting visual effects. The creature images mirror the illustrations on the physical cards. The animation of the characters is done with high quality, as is the soundtrack during the battle.